You are now listening to Random Ramblings with Rob.
What up, everybody? This is your boy B-Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Ramblers with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. If you're a first-time listener, I appreciate you very much for giving my show a try. And if anybody recommended you to me, go ahead and take your social media app of choice and send them a well-crafted DM telling them thank you for recommending you to me. Speaking of social media, you can find the Random Ramblings with Rob on various social media platforms to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at The 3R Show, YouTube, look for 3R Show. I'm on Twitch, look for 3R Show. And for anything that I may have forgot to mention, you can go to randomrob.com and find anything and everything pertaining to the show. Now, have a guest joining me from where I've come to know him, from the world of Instagram, because I pull people from all parts of the internet. He is one that I got familiar with his artwork because I am a professional wrestling fan. Everybody knows this that listens to the show, and my sub show, Wrestling is Trash, that you all should be listening to as well whenever I put out an episode, because it's not as frequent. But anyway, par from the course. And I've seen this young man do multiple things that, it took me back to my days when I was here just clicking and clacking away on Photoshop and trying to learn the different tools and everything and gradients and all this other madness and photography. I got this cool camera over here that's been sitting here collecting dust that I need to get back into, but that remains to be seen. He's been doing art for various WWE and freaking AEW and just whoever you have an interest in. He's probably done some artwork on this individual. But joining me from the world of Instagram, as I mentioned, one Abdul Malik. How are you, sir?
Thanks for having me, man. I'm so honored to be here.
Man, I am honored to have you here. You are behind a couple of pieces here that I thoroughly enjoyed. I think maybe the first one that I saw of yours was, I'm trying to pull it up here because I want to be accurate in my speak. I believe it was around the time that, I believe it was Alexa Bliss and it was Sasha Banks. They did the show over there in, where it was, India. Yeah. And they had the long sleeved outfits and everything. And I seen some work that you did there. And I also seen some random spots to where I think you had Sasha Banks with the Dudley Boys or something like that with the tag titles. And I was just like, who is making all this stuff? And then I go check into it and boom, there you are. I immediately followed you on my Instagram and I've been trying to keep up with you ever since.
Actually, that Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks design got me noticed by WWE office in the Middle East. That's how I got noticed from their office.
Word.
Like the first design, I got noticed by them.
Now, what was the inspiration? I mean, was it just like the historic value of this event that made you want to create the art?
Yes, the first women's match in the Middle East. Like, that's big. So I had to do something for it.
Word. Now, some of your later pieces that I would come to see after this, it was later on down the line. It was more of like, it was almost childhood through someone else's eyes and everything. Like one of the recent pieces I seen was the little girl spitting the water and everything, and with Triple H on the TV and everything like that. Was there something behind you wanting to create that piece, or was it just something that, you know, it came to your mind and it just boom on the canvas?
Like, I wanted to do or represent like the Saudi fans story to the millions like in the world, like who doesn't know our story. Like us, we are real wrestling fans, you know. We love it like from 20 years ago. So I want to do like something to tell the story, you know.
Okay, and I can understand that, because I mean, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. I mean, we all can like the same things, because I mean, your view that you depict in your artwork here is no different from the same emotions and feelings I had as a child watching professional wrestling. I mean, it's universal. It's for everyone, you know. So,
of course.
So what got you here? What got you to start creating your artwork and pursuing that?
I worked on website forums like wrestling reviews. Like I do reviews like you for like Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. I do reviews for them, but I needed like designs to announce it, to promote it. So that's how I learned Photoshop, and the story goes to here. Like I learned from there. Now I'm here. Like
yeah. So it was more like, all right, I do these reviews, and
I needed to learn how to make them.
Yeah,
so like, the page will look good.
and then you're like me, because if I do them, I can do them for free. I don't have to pay anybody, you know? So, I mean, that's always a great skill to have, just the know-how and just the...
But then I I used it like just to post the reviews. Mm-hmm. But then I went deep into the Photoshop world. Mm-hmm. And I learned everything. Like to this day, like I still want to learn more on Photoshop.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, unfortunately for me, we always talking about money since we started talking. But like Photoshop has gotten pretty expensive. You know, it's just they charge every month now and all this other stuff, and it's forced me to take my creative talents, if you will, to other programs like Affinity Pro, and I think there's a app called Gimpy or something like that. I mean, it's totally free, but Affinity Pro you have to pay for, and it's not really different. I'm not trying to sell you on something that you not uncomfortable with, but it's just like, it doesn't matter the tools. It's just as long as you put your all into it. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I didn't want to pay money for Photoshop right now. Now, when you were learning to do these things and put stuff together, what do you think was the most difficult tool to master?
I spent years like trying to learn. Like the first years, I just put designs like anything just to post the reviews. Mm-hmm. But then I watch YouTube tutorials. And actually, my brother is a designer himself. Yeah.
So it run in the family.
Yeah, I learned a lot from him.
So like, out of all the things you've done, and I got your Instagram up here. I mean, it's just lots of content. Out of all the things you've done so far, what do you think is your favorite piece?
It has to be the This Is Hope piece for the Sasha Banks Alexa Bliss match. Abu Dhabi.
So there was one of them to where the girl wearing the outfit looking at
Yeah.
yeah.
That was one special. Even I showed it to Sasha
Yeah, I got to see that video.
when she came to Dubai. That was special.
Now
That was special.
Now I have a question about that. So before we started recording properly, you were saying how you were a little bit nervous to do this and everything and whatnot. Now meeting Sasha Banks, I mean, what's the different levels? I mean, what's the nervousness compared to talking to me and talking to Sasha Banks?
It was more. But she was so kind, so down to earth. Like, it was easy, to be honest.
Now, you also were able to present something to Becky Lynch as well, correct?
Yes. Last year in Dubai.
So what was that? Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who were you more nervous to meet?
I was a fan of Sasha, like, big fan. So maybe I did not have the same nerves as meeting Becky.
Okay, all right. And then which one did you meet first? You met Sasha first, right?
Yeah.
All right, so by then you was already a pro. You already had practice. You was like, all right, this is cool. I know what to do now.
Maybe. I have problems with I get nervous most of the time. I have problems with that anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I still battle it to this day.
Yeah. And I can understand that because I've been doing this for about four years or a little more. And every single recording, you know, I feel comfortable, but there's still nerves. Cause like right now, I just like my shirt is kind of damp right now. I'm not really nervous, but it's just how my body reacts to when I sit in this chair and I turn this microphone on. It's just like, oh.
Even when I post like designs,
Mm-hmm.
I get nervous before posting it. Like everyone is going to see it. What are their thoughts?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to hate me or something?
Yeah. And that's just, you know, that's kind of one of the yays and the boos with the internet. You know, it's a great place to get feedback and post your creativity for everyone to see. But at the same time, you got that small few that just, about everything, you know?
To this day, like, I'm doing this like for maybe 4 years. To this day, I get nervous.
Mm-hmm. And I guess, I don't think it's a bad thing. I guess it shows your passion for it, you know? If someone would be wrong if you didn't have, you know, some little amount of nerves, you know?
You really care about it, you will get nervous.
Exactly. So, like, the one question that I did have, because you do a lot of stuff for Chris Jericho. I mean, is that like commissioned stuff, or that just kind of happened?
I don't think I will be talking to you if it wasn't for his support. Like, he always asks me for designs for his new shows, or anything. Like, even memes, he asks me to do memes. He's the best.
Now, so I mean,
the goat.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, he even had it on his tights and everything, so it has to be true.
Demo God too.
Demo God. So we've known you've met Becky Lynch, you met Sasha Banks. Who are some of the other individuals that you were able to meet?
This year was Bailey and Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now,
and I met Jericho.
Yeah. Now,
2000.
You say Naomi. Now that's my big nervous right there. So if I would have got to meet Naomi, I'd be like, "Whoo!" I've been really nervous.
I did not feel anything. She was the nicest. You should meet her.
Oh, hey man, since you in there, I mean, you can kind of pass her information to me. I'll
Hopefully.
But so you've met so many people because of your art and everything like that. A thing that I want to kind of go back to is art was inspired by professional wrestling. When did professional wrestling come into your life?
Since I was like 4, or it's a family tradition. Like everyone watched it. Like my grandfather was the biggest fan. Like my grandfather, my father, and my older brothers too. I got it from them.
Okay, so for me, I think I'm a first generation wrestling watcher or whatever. Because my father, he would tease me. He'd be like, that's fake, right? Yeah. And I'm like, I was like, Dad, he hit him with a chair. It's got to be real, But he didn't do it in a bad way. It was kind of just to like mess with me,
That was school friends. Mm-hmm. They told me like that, teased me all the time.
But I mean, later on in life, you get older, you get a little bit smarter and everything, and you would discover these things on your own. So with my kids, I watch it and they'll occasionally watch it. They don't watch it as much as I do. But the oldest child, my older child, she was like, I don't think this is real. But I didn't say anything. I was like, well, I mean, they get hurt. So, I mean, you can't get hurt faking, right? So
nothing fake.
Yeah. Well, we all know that the physical part of it is real. I mean, you can't, put that to the side. But maybe just the situations are the ones that are created.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I say. I'll never call it fake. It's just different.
It was real for me, like from when I was a child.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, these days, like the shows are not the best. Like your daughter, the shows are not the best.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she would be like in your place, like 20 years ago, maybe she would be a fan.
Well, if she was in my place 20 years ago, I would be extra old. But yeah, I do agree. The product has changed, but I think, because I've watched it way back when, all the way up until now. I've had breaks in between because, there were times I could not watch it. But I just come to realize that I'm a fan of wrestling in general,
Yeah.
Later years, I discovered different companies because I was brought up on WWF, WWE. That's all I really knew. I knew WCW when it came around, but, once it went away, I still stuck with WWF. And then up until maybe 5 years ago, that's when I really started watching other types of wrestling. Another one that's a big one to me is New Japan Pro Wrestling. I like that a lot.
I discovered the New Japan in 2014. Like G1 2014 was the best.
Yeah, I like the G1. It's just sometimes if you want to get ahead of the spoilers, you got to stay up pretty late. Well, for me at least. I mean, it might be different on your side.
It was great for me. Like in the afternoon, I watched the shows.
Okay, so yeah. For me, it'd be like 3 a.m, 2 a.m. So I'm asleep.
That's for us, like Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views. I watch it in the morning or afternoon.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's where you get the New Japan in the afternoon, and I get the Raw and SmackDown in the evening. So I guess we tied. But as far as your wrestling experience goes, have you ever thought about pursuing a career in professional wrestling?
Actually, before becoming a designer, I wanted to be a professional wrestling, but there's no school in my country or even the Middle East. Now there's maybe two schools, maybe in Dubai or that, but not like 2014 or 2015. So I did not. But I pursued designing, like for wrestling. I want to contribute to anything to get in the inside of the business.
Okay. And this is probably easier on your body as well.
Yes. Longevity.
Yeah, you don't have to fall off a ladder or nothing like that. You can create people falling off a ladder in your art, but not you.
The best.
What has been so far your favorite wrestling moment or wrestling pay-per-view?
Wrestling moment. I have to think about that.
Okay, we'll come back to it. So I know WWE didn't really come over that way a lot in the past, but then they started doing the Riyadh shows and everything like that, and you were able to go to a few of those or one of those, right?
Yes, from 2014, like in April. I still remember the date. 21 April 2014.
So what was that experience like for you?
Like magic. Like when I saw the set, I was about to fall. It was so magical. Like seeing the set. Even the set was not like, it was a house show set, like not the Raw SmackDown set. But I was so mesmerized by the show, and seeing Ambrose, Cody Rhodes, even Randy Orton, Mark Henry, Big Show. I can't name all the wrestlers.
So that was further back. That was before they started doing the pay-per-views out there, right?
They did the house shows like for 3 years maybe.
Okay.
And 18, they started the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Okay. Yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
It's huge. The biggest Royal Rumble they ever put on. I thought when they did the one that Del Rio won, that was a 40-man one.
Yes.
And I thought they would never go larger than that. But
that was not the best. But like every superstars, like from the past, from the present, everyone, even the great Carly was in it.
Yeah. Now, what I remember about the one that Del Rio won, I remember it because I called into a show or I entered some kind of contest or something like that, and that was the prize. They gave away that DVD of that Royal Rumble. So it's not in here, but it's in my movie room. But yeah, I kept it.
Actually stayed up late for that pay-per-view, like in the morning.
I'm sorry.
I still remember Booker T return Diesel. The returns were awesome.
Yeah.
But like results, no.
So it's safe to say you're not too fond of Alberto Del Rio.
Of course.
So we won't go your favorite all time, but who is two of your favorite professional wrestlers currently? One male, one female.
That's female Sasha Banks.
Okay. I mean, yeah, duh, right?
I'm the biggest mark of hers. But male,
Dolph Ziggler. But he's not your number one.
Maybe Daniel Bryan.
Oh,
But he's not stuff, unfortunately. Like, they're not doing stuff with him in the SmackDown.
and then his wife is pregnant too, so you probably tending to her there, you know.
Yeah.
Now, you had a little time to think about it. I know I kind of derailed you a little bit, but we're going to go back to the previous question of favorite wrestling moment and pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view, I'm going to say Money in the Bank 2011.
Oh, that's John Cena CM Punk, right?
Yes. Yeah. I stayed up late for that one. Like, I had to watch that main event. Mm-hmm. It was so good. Mm-hmm. But the other one, favorite match?
Moment. Or you can go with match too.
Favorite match. That's so hard.
All right, I'll give you a little more time. So, other than professional wrestling,
maybe Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ibushi.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, yeah, that was a good one.
That match had me like, wow, like to this day, like from 2015, and I'm still wowed by that match.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are sleeping. You know, they're not putting a lot of stock into New Japan, and you know that's really unfortunate. They should be paying more attention. If you can afford the service that they provide, New Japan World, I highly recommend it.
From 2014 to 2015, that was like the golden age, like for New Japan. Mm-hmm. They had Mora, Tanahashi, AJ Styles, Okada, Naito, the best. Like.
So, what do you think about New Japan currently? I don't know. You're making that face.
The big stars, like they went to AEW, WWE. So now I think they are like building new stars, like with Evil.
Oh, that was a surprise.
So I think they are building stars from, but from the next year, 2 years from now, maybe we'll see how it's going to.
Because I really like the work in progress that Show is doing from Roppongi 3K Show. I like him. He's changed his look up. He put on a little more muscle, and he's a little more intense, and I like that.
Rocky Romero?
No, his the tag team that's with him. Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
stars now.
Mm-hmm. What else? Ishii. Oh, that's a. I got to see him in person.
He had like 5 stars matches every week. Mm-hmm. He is underrated. Like people don't talk about him like the wrestler of the year, the best wrestler of the decade. They forget about him.
Yeah, I got to see him in person, and he's really short.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, that doesn't take
the big guys, and he makes it believable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe with Okada, he have like 5 stars matches with him every time they step in the ring with each other.
What do you think about Minoru Suzuki?
He's a legend.
And he has the best theme song there.
Oh, but he changed like the recent years.
Yeah,
I don't watch New Japan, unfortunately, like, but he had like the best theme. Mm-hmm.
Like right now, he is still beating the crap out of people. So yeah. I appreciate it. He has this real mean forearm. It's just like nobody else does it like him.
He's the best. I want to see him versus Brock Lesnar, but. Oh. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think Brock wants none of that. No. Yeah. What do you think about the company AEW?
I love it. Like they are. I don't know how to say it. like finally another company like not WWE like produce amazing shows like weekly. I think they're better than WWE in weekly shows right now.
Right now, yeah, I can agree with that.
So like finally something new, a new company, everything, new stars. Interesting how they are going with WWE, like up to WWE.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts on Orange Cassidy?
I wish there was a crowd for his matches now. I feel like it would be much better. But I love it. I love his stuff. He's a genius, in my opinion.
I think I watched the match. I don't know if it was this Wednesday past or the one before. So I think Jack Hager got him up by the legs and he took his hands out his pocket and popped his ears.
Yep.
It was just,
I did not see it. He's a genius. Like, he knows his stuff.
And
he knows what he's doing.
And that's another thing too, is just like he didn't take what the online criticism of him. He didn't say, oh, well, they don't like what I'm doing, so I'm going to just stop and try something else. He just stuck with what he thought worked for him.
Yes. I saw clips like before AEW, like of him, and people like went mad at him. But the crowd in the arena, they were so happy, like so excited for Orange. Like they gave him like big reaction. So why are you mad at him? Like he's over. Like what do you want more from him?
Yeah, you just got to remember there's that small piece of the internet that's just like, man.
They just hate everything. Even with my artworks, like they find everything like to hate on.
Yeah, and to like people like that, I say, if you're not trying, so you're not making anything, you're not creating anything, so why are you the one to always talk negatively,
They just want to put
attention, probably.
Yes. Frustration to what they see on the internet.
Now, if you can create a match, you can have any two competitors, any two that you want. What would that match look like? Who would be your two competitors?
So Brock Lesnar and Minoru Suzuki.
Okay. Would you put any stipulation on the match, or would it just be a straight up wrestling match?
It has to be like any stipulation, like maybe no holds bars, maybe. Like not a wrestling match, just a singles match.
Now,
it has.
If you say it's no holds barred or anything like that, just a hardcore match, who do you think that benefits, Brock Lesnar or Minoru?
I think Brock would be like the one who's not selling the most. Like he's so big, maybe it would favor him more.
Yeah, he's like
so amazing.
Now, other than professional wrestling, is there any other interest that you have, like sports or anything like that?
I used to love soccer, like the biggest soccer fan.
Well, I mean, yeah, because that's popular on that side over there, yeah. So, what happened?
I found wrestling.
Oh, okay, all right, that makes sense then.
Yeah. I just love wrestling more, like.
Just know it's not too late, because I mean you can get in them, step in them ropes, man, and try it out just to say you did it. I mean, you don't have to go further than that. But I did the same thing. It's just like I'm a lifelong wrestling fan, and that's something that I wanted to actually do, and I got a chance to do it before I take the big sleep. So I got to train a little bit. I took a couple bumps. I never had a official match, but I got beat up enough to where I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Did you enjoy it though, or?
Oh yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like being a kid, man. It's like, you know, you give a kid some toys and a cardboard box or something, and they'll make a castle and they'll play and they'll create and they'll do all kinds of things. That's how I felt when I got to step in the ring. It's just like I could create, you know, my own style, my own thing, and, you know, and learn. And I really enjoyed it.
Storytelling in wrestling is just the best. Like, I try to do it in my artworks. Like, I want to tell a story, because story is what people relate to the most. Like, not just moves, not anything. So I try like to do that in my work.
That's why I like it was 3 WrestleManias in a row, which I always say are my 3 favorite matches. It was Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair for his retirement. And then the 2 after that with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, then Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker 2. So those are my 3 all-time favorite matches, and they all came in succession.
He retires Ric Flair, and then Undertaker retires him.
But unfortunately, nobody retired The Undertaker right after that.
Yes. The end of his story, like, to this day, I think it would be like better. Like, maybe the match he had with AJ this year, like, was good, but like, I want it in front of a crowd, like Shawn, like Ric Flair. I want Taker to have this moment.
So,
but he had it with Roman Reigns, but he came back, unfortunately. Like.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna get into it with you about how I feel about that, because fans of this show know that currently, I mean, not Undertaker of old, you know, back in the day. I mean, greatest professional wrestler of all time, Hall of Fame wrestler, you know, greatest character in professional wrestling. But Undertaker from, let's say, from when he lost to Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, from that point on, I was done with the Undertaker. I was through with it. And then the thing with Roman Reigns, like you said, I got very emotional about that, because I thought that was it. I thought he was gone. You know, he's been a part of my wrestling childhood since I first started watching wrestling. So to see him go away, or what we thought.
My favorite wrestlers, like, when I was like 5 or 6, like, I used to draw him in school, and people would tease me about it.
Do you have any of that still?
I don't. I wish I had them.
Oh man, yeah, that would be great. I've been like, post that. Yeah, but I mean, that was such an emotional moment for me, because I mean, around the same time I was retiring from the military. So to have, you know, I felt those emotions, and I was like, wow, he really hanging it up. He gonna be done wrestling. And then he came back, and I was angry, and I've been angry ever since.
But the match he had with Roman, like, it's not a last match. No. Yeah.
And that's what he said from his face. Yeah, that's what he said from his own mouth, that, you know, you want to go out in something that's more fitting of the character. And maybe I get it.
Fun, like, he retired like 2010.
Yeah, like, yeah, when he had multiple opportunities to retire, but he never took them. Triple H. Triple H in the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. That would have been the perfect one. Either that or Brock Lesnar.
That's near fall when HBK kicked and Triple H, the pedigree.
Yeah.
The stadium stood up. If that was like the last, like, the streak would end, it would be massive. Like,
yeah.
Even the match was great, like unlike the Roman match.
Yeah, so if they would have took that, I mean, even if the streak didn't end there and that was just the last match, I would have been content to my heart's desire just to like, all right, that's great.
Even that was like 20. Yeah. The 20, yes.
Yeah, I was just like...
He like win, like retire. Like 20, I know, special.
Yeah, but I mean... Not to harp too much on that. I mean, it is what it is. He's done what he done, and you know, it is what it is. But goddamn, this is like my blood boil when I start talking about that dude. Sometimes I was like, you should have just went home.
Me too, man. Me too.
So you pushing yourself with your art and everything. You getting trying to develop more skills, try to get better and everything. Is there anything else that you are interested in to try and pursue as well? I know we talked a little bit beforehand about maybe creating a YouTube channel.
Well, I have to get better, like at talking and maybe buy a studio or something.
Yeah. Or build one.
Yes.
I built this one. I put it together, and I was just like, I'm tired of sitting in my kids' movie room trying to record a podcast, and they knocking on the door, and they want to come in and watch movies while I'm recording. So I had to make my own space.
I will definitely try like a YouTube channel, but now I'm focusing on like producing artworks, like try to grow the page even more.
Well, I mean, you're doing good. As we sit right now, I'm looking at your Instagram page, 97AbdulMalik. You can follow him on Instagram. We sitting at 41,000 followers. What is that like, man? You getting a lot of DMs other than, you know, people like me trying to interview you and stuff?
It's so surreal. Like, I'm just someone like who loves wrestling, who just wants to put like or contribute to wrestling, you know. So it's amazing. I'm so thankful, like, for everyone who follows me.
Word. So, can I get a sneak peek of what you got cooking next? You know, what you're working on. I mean, can I get a preview?
I don't have the laptop right now.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to physically show me or whatever, but I mean, just give me an audio preview.
I have something for Jericho, like
okay,
for his new band. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about it.
Oh, okay, well.
It's going to be soon, like soon, very soon. New band of Chris Jericho. Now, I designed the front cover of the new single, like debut single.
Now, you know, I know you do a lot of this stuff on your own accord, and then you have, you know, people like Jericho that reach out to you or whatever. Do you do any commission work? Like people come to you like, hey, can you do this for me and all kind of stuff like that?
I had some. The biggest one was the WWE one, and last year when Becky Lynch came to Dubai, they asked me to do that artwork, but hopefully I will get a job with them or any other company, like hire me.
Well, other than, you know, creating your artwork and, you know, putting it out there on display or whatever, have you actually ever applied to any place, you know, for like freelance stuff or anything like that? I
do freelancing, like for anyone that like ask me and I know him.
Yeah.
Like Jericho, but I want like to be secured, you know.
Okay, I got you.
Because this is my only job, you know. So I want to like get a job or anything like from it.
Okay, cool.
Make something from it.
All right. So we got Minoru Suzuki versus Brock Lesnar. We got the 2011 Money in the Bank. That was your favorite pay-per-view. Sasha Banks is your favorite female competitor. Did we get the male one?
Maybe The Undertaker was my favorite.
Okay.
Best childhood.
Okay, we'll let you slide with that one.
Maybe, yeah.
Now, I mean, I'm back to that burning question. What was that favorite match, man?
Maybe the Shinsuke Nakamura Ibushi one.
Oh yeah, you did say that. I apologize. I went completely over my head. Yeah, you did say that.
The Banks and Bailey, NXT.
That was
Brooklyn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So where do you see Sasha Banks going from here, man? Her and Bailey got all the women's belts and everything, except for the NXT title, of course. But what do you think was next, man? Is she going to turn on Bailey? Is Bailey going to turn on her? I need some predictions.
Yeah, I think that would happen, like, in the end. But I'm so happy, like, they are the stars of the shows, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But with no crowd, like...
Well, I mean...
If there were, it would be just so much better, like... Yeah. Everything would be much better.
Yeah, I agree. But what I found out with this new wrestling that we have now without the crowds and everything like that, I found myself, just being more fixed on the actual wrestling in the ring rather than to listening to the noise around me. And I just, kind of discovered this because, I would watch shows when they did have crowds and people would be like, oh man, they was chanting this and chanting that. And I was like, really? They were? And then now I'm kind of seeing that they don't have a crowd, that I was more focused on the wrestling and not so much the atmosphere surrounded. It helps, but I'm really into the wrestling.
Ruins the match, ruins everything, the crowd sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And that was another point. Is just like, you didn't have the people being stupid, like, John Cena sucks or you suck with Kurt Angle. And that gets on my nerves.
Or boring chant.
Yeah, that, exactly.
While the rest is working hard in the ring, like,
exactly.
Shut up.
Exactly. Because, like, it doesn't matter if they're not up to your level of a wrestling experience. They were talented enough to get a wrestling contract and to be on your television every week. So, I mean, there is talent, there's value there. I mean, just show the proper respect.
Just watch, like, a Japanese crowd, like, they watch the crowd.
Exactly. It's more like a play or opera to them. It's just like...
Yeah. But, like, the best crowds, like, are the best, like, Chicago crowds, like, in the Money at the Bank 2011. They created, like, a special environment, like...
yeah.
That match with Cena and Punk with no crowd, maybe...
Oh, that would be weird.
Remember. Yes.
Yeah, and it would have...
Everything about that match.
Yeah, it would have took away just even the one moment of CM Punk jumping in the crowd with the belt and blowing the kiss to Vince, and it would have took all that away. You are completely right. Now, see, but what they have now and what AEW kind of started was, they have their employees there around the ring. So that does create somewhat of a better atmosphere. But at the same time, since you have people that you pay to be there, it's not really a true reaction. So when a bad guy comes out, they go boo, boo. When a good guy comes out, they go yay, yay. So it's almost a scripted crowd. Yeah,
like fake crowd noise, like from SmackDown. It was annoying.
Yeah, yeah, when they just be like, just booing for no reason, and people are like, there's no sound. I was like,
I hate this wrestler. Why are you cheering for him? Like, stop this
Oh, that was real evident whenever there was when they were feeling some type of way about Roman Reigns,
Yes.
Anytime he come out, they would boo at a certain point in his career or whatever. But at the time, they had them cheering for him. I was like, come on now. That's not the right sound.
Makes us like hate him even more. Yeah.
They're just forced.
So why do you do it? Like,
who knows? Who knows? I mean,
maybe raise the crowd's voice, but not like.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I like Roman Reigns. I don't understand that the hate for him. It's just, I know at the time it was just forcing him. And some people get tired of that or whatever, but I don't think it was to the level of like what he was getting, just like all those boos and everything.
He's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
Like, I like him a lot. But the way WWE like pushed him to the moon, like he's a golden boy. Like,
and he also suffers from a whole bunch of unfortunate events as well, because the times that they should have done stuff with him are the times that he was put in a good position. He was either hurt. He got sick. They had a plane delay one time. He had a wellness violation one time. All these different circumstances when he was in. Yeah, that too. The whole thing with Daniel Bryan. So it's just bad timing with him is all it is.
Hopefully he will come back like when all of this ends.
Yeah, whenever this ends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what are you? I know we're quarantined and locked down all over the world and everything. What are some of the things that you're missing right now since all this has been going on?
Like meeting the wrestlers, like
yeah,
or even like getting a job. Like, I can't like from home.
Yeah,
I have to go somewhere like for a job. But hopefully it will end.
Yeah, I mean, all we can do is sit and wait, be optimistic. So, or we can sit here and podcast, talk about wrestling. I like that a lot. But, sir, unfortunately, our time has elapsed, and we're gonna have to make that journey off into our separate ways. I know it's getting kind of late over there, so I want you to get enough rest so you can get up and be creative the next day. So, before we go, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
At 97AbdulMalik. Twitter and Instagram.
All right. You don't have any Facebooks or nothing like that?
No. Old people.
Oh, what you trying to say? I ain't old. Well, you know what? You say old people, and I won't disagree with you on that, because the only reason I have a Facebook is because my mother sent me a friend request. So that's why, so old people, right? Yeah. But
thanks so much for having me on your show.
Oh man, once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time and your creativity, So as it is for every guest of the Random Rambles with Rob podcast, you've been on once, and the door is always open for you to come back, promote your next big thing, or just to come shoot the shit. Anytime,
man. Ask me and I will be here.
Well, I don't know about any time because it's kind of late over there. So, I mean, maybe we'll work it out.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And that was Abdul Malik, a very talented graphic designer. You can find his artwork on Instagram at 97AbdulMalik. It's all one word. And if you have trouble spelling it or you can't figure out how to spell it, all the information is in the show description as per usual. Since the last time me and Abdul talked, he has took it upon himself to start his own podcast. And you can find that exclusively on the Instagram page of his. I think he's calling it Artwork BTS. So you can check that out. I think he's only 2, maybe 3 episodes in. So show your support. I mean, he's trying. English is not his native language, and he's trying to produce content. I mean, he said he was inspired, to create, and I'm glad that I gave him a little nudge in that direction. So go ahead and show your support to any guest of the Random Rambles with Rob podcast. So, it was great to sit down and talk with the young man and everything. His motivations behind his artwork, how he almost wanted to be a professional wrestler, but his path was more steered toward his artwork and not getting his body beat up physically, in the professional wrestling ring. So, inspiration is everywhere, and professional wrestling happened to be one of the many inspirations of his. And I'm a fan of professional wrestling, so it was one of the reasons why I reached out to him and wanted to have him on the show. And it's also to get a different perspective of other people and other cultures from around the world that also love the thing that I love, and that is professional wrestling. You also got the regular Undertaker hate and dismay in this interview, so I apologize for any of you hardcore Undertaker fans. I'm a hardcore Undertaker fan of old, but not right now because he's old, and you need to hang it up. I still haven't watched the Last Ride documentary. I'm gonna treat myself to that one day soon. Everything has been going down since Laura hit town. Man, look, I'm in here subconsciously rhyming this shit, man. I got that mixtape coming soon. It hit big in Lake Charles, Louisiana, which is where I'm from. Is where my mother and father reside, and my brothers and sisters and everything. So they vacated before time. They all went to Dallas. I have two brothers up in that area. They stayed there for the weekend, and now it's just time to pick up the pieces. From what I understand, I have friends that stayed back during the disaster and everything, and came out unscathed. So they went around taking pictures of the houses and everything, just letting us know that everything's okay. But my sister had a little bit of roof damage. There's trees falling around my mother's and father's house. So I mean, that was really mostly the extent that we know of. They're on the way home as we speak right now to assess. My father and my brother-in-law is. My mom is here in Houston. She's at my brother's house, and tomorrow sometime, or maybe sometime later this evening as I record this, they'll be staying with us for a while. So I'm gonna have mom and pop in the house, which will be great for the grandkids because they're at home schooling, so they can entertain each other. They can catch up and do grandparent and grandchildren things. So I'm excited about that, and I'm gonna have to try to keep my dad from trying to clean my pool because that's just the type of dude he is. He just, I guess it's kind of zen for him. You go out there and he sit by the water and everything, and then he get the little, the basket out and he weeding all the grass and other shit that flew in the pool out. I don't know. Dude don't want to sit still. He never stop working. But yeah. So everything's good on that front, and it's gonna be great to have my parents here for a couple of days. And got a couple of opportunities firing my way. September, we got some new sponsors, and hopefully one on the way. I wouldn't say new sponsors. Well, one new sponsor and one returning sponsor. So you'll hear that here pretty soon. And man, life is just pretty good. I know we're in dire situation as a country, but I'm doing pretty all right. I really can't complain. I'm fortunate to still be alive, ailment free, as far as pandemic since shit go. But I wish the most for all of you who may be listening and everyone else around the world. I'm just hoping for the best, forever optimistic, and everything like that. So yeah, a couple other things. I just recently got into streaming on Twitch and everything, and I've hit my follower goal. My follower goal was 50, and last night, as I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare, we played Plunder in Warzone for the very first. Well, first-ish time for me. Because day before yesterday, I actually played it for the first time. And it was like one round. But last night, I got totally immersed in there. I had a good group of people with me. And I got my first win as I got my 50 follower goal. It was kind of almost at the same time and everything. So, I mean, it was a big night last night for me, personally, in that aspect. Because it was something that I really wanted to do. And see if I could do, and I was able to achieve it. Now, the push is to get 69 followers on Twitch. I think the goal counter is set at 77, but my singular focus right now is 69. Oh yeah, and that's about it. We're going to be picking the next game that we're going to do the story mode on Twitch. So next thing I have on the docket is NBA Street Volume 2, Blitz, The League, Enter the Matrix, and The Matrix Path of Neo. So those are 4 games with 4 story modes that I want to revisit. I'll leave it up to you. I'll probably put a Twitter poll out there or something, see what everybody feeling on the subject. And this is all for original Xbox. And I downloaded World of Tanks. People in the chat for the Twitch stream earlier today, as I record this, suggested that I get on it, because I was talking about the games that I was going to play on the freaking, the ones I just named off, the ones I was going to play the story mode for, and somebody suggested World of Tanks. Then other 2 people warned me against downloading World of Tanks, and then they goaded me into downloading World of Tanks. And then I played a little bit of World of Tanks on stream, and I felt terribly awkward because I had to use the keyboard and mouse, which is, I'm a console gamer. That's what I grew up on, But I'm just not versed in the keyboard mouse joint. I mean, it was easier to aim. I thoroughly enjoyed that, but as far as the mechanics of controlling the thing, using the controller 4 buttons rather than just like one trigger pull or a button or some shit like that is just foreign and weird to me. I mean, I used to play computer way back in the day. Like we used to play Tribes online and Ultima Online. Tribes was kind of difficult to use with the keyboard, but Ultima Online, it was just a couple of keystrokes and anything like that. So it wasn't like very immersive gameplay. But yeah, but we'll give it a try. The community kind of asked for it, so I downloaded it, and we'll probably set up a play date for that some other time. So if you're in the World of Tanks, hit your boy up. We're going to be playing on PC because that's where I downloaded it at. I'm pretty sure they have it on console, but I'm not aware at the moment if there's any cross-platform play. So that'll be something that I'll look into, and we'll find all that out together. So I had to prepare for my parents' arrival. We switching out bed stuffs and making sure there's an adequate amount of drink and food in the house. So I'm going to go handle that. I appreciate you, as always, for, listening to the show, interacting whenever you can, or, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's on my mind right now. I just got so much other stuff to do, thinking about my parents and their house and everything. So you heard a lot of ums and yeah, and so let's wrap this shit up. You can follow me on Twitter at 3R Show. You can follow me on Instagram at the 3R Show. And there's some those frustrations are reigniting in my soul about not having the user handle of at 3R Show on Instagram, because I scrolled past that goddamn profile again today. Hadn't posted since September of 2017, and it pisses me off so bad because I'm regularly active on Instagram, and I want that username. Instagram don't respond to me. The owner of the account don't respond to me. Sorry, son of bitches. Anyway, Instagram at the 3R Show. YouTube, look up 3R Show, and you can see some of the video versions of the interview, to include this one. This one has a video version. It's been up there for a little while, and now you're just getting hit in your ear holes with the audio version. And you can go to Twitch, twitch.tv/3R Show. I'm playing mostly Call of Duty, but once I pick a game here to dive into the story mode, we'll be doing that, and then back to Call of Duty once again. I don't know. I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. I don't know how I feel about that Cold War game that's coming out, but it remains to be seen. And for anything that I may have missed social media-wise, you can go to randomrob.com, and you can find out more information about the show and other ways that you can listen and watch and all those other things. Support for the show can be found on randomrob.com. You can buy hats, shirts, t-shirts, and t-shirts are the same damn thing. What the fuck? Buttons, pins, mugs, whatever have you. All the proceeds from those purchases on randomrob.com go to help the show improve and be better and all kinds of things like that there. I need more equipment for this computer here. I need to beef up my graphics card, and I think I need some more fans. I mean, I got some in there now, but I need some different ones. I can get some better ones. Help with my cooling in my computer. Also, other ways that you can help support Random Rounds with Rob, there's Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you buy one t-shirt, you can pay up your patronage for over a year. And from what I understand, I was listening to a podcast and they was talking about Patreon. I believe that you can pay up a whole year of Patreon up front, you know. So I'm only asking for $1. So that's $12 for the whole year to support the show. You can use my Amazon affiliate links. Just save that to your web browser, my link, and it'll take you to Amazon. You don't pay anything extra, but everything that you purchase off that affiliate link, I get a little bit of a kickback on the end, and I can use that to purchase more items for the show. Speaking of items for the show, there's an Amazon wish list. There's equipment that I would like to get to incorporate into the show, and if you feeling generous enough to donate, you can use that. Also, there's Cash App and freaking PayPal links on randomrob.com if you just want to give cash straight up one time. But the most important way that you can help support this show and any of the other shows that you listen to across the internet is by liking, subscribing, retweeting, engaging with the show, telling a friend about the show, making them listen, take their device and download all our things. Those are the most important ways that can help this show, you know, reach a broader audience and get that corporate money. You know, support from you is appreciated, but the free way, you know, the way I just listed, you know, like and sharing all those things, those are very much valued from you listener to us creators. Because if we can get the corporate money, we don't need to get your money. And I know how valuable your money is to you and yours. And I would like to, you know, siphon less of that from you. But anyway, thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit up Hooks, Rubs, and Spices, hooksrubsandspices.etsy.com, and get 15% off your order if you use promo code RANDOM. And I'm out of words to ramble with, and I'll see you next time.